actually this idea I got because I was the CEO of a company called Brand Wizard for 2 years, and we were building these brand management marketing execution platform for big brands. You think of a big brand and probably we would have worked with them. Daddy, the advantage of those big companies is they have a lot of money, and they could build very sophisticated tools. They have dedicated branding people, they have dedicated ad creation people, they have dedicated ad execution activation people, massive analytics team. Now, it's very difficult for a small company to have that sort of firepower. And my idea was to kind of take that system, build a platform that can allow, small, medium-sized companies or even startups to do something similar. So that's what the deck is going to be. I'll try to go fast. So feel free to stop me and ask a question if you have. Let me. So if you think of a marketing campaign, am I showing the right slide? Yes. Is this big enough for you guys? Because my Google is acting up a little bit.
Yes,
so
yes.
Any marketing campaign basically consists of 4 things. There is a creative or the content, whatever you call it. There's a message. And then who are you targeting? And then the marketing channel is through what channel are you targeting them, right? Some very basics, right? And for you to create that campaign, you need to create ad. You need to create some content. It could be a design. It could be a simple message with a copy. And that becomes your ad. And then comes the question of activation. How do you activate this? How do you distribute it? That's when the distribution platform comes. And of course, you have social media channels, you have email, you have video channels, you have direct print channels, and you can think of the 1,000 things out there, right? And then there are different players on either side of the thing. There are people, marketing agencies or freelancers. There are a lot of tools which will help you create content, or you can go in some of the social media and create content. And there is a bunch of these tools out there who help you do activation. But what are the challenges? The biggest challenge is each of these are channels are very sensitive to their, how you can do something on LinkedIn is not exactly the same how you can do on Facebook. So you need to go now understand how to create content in LinkedIn, how to manage that content, how to keep track of that content. So there's a learning curve for everybody, unless you can go hire, people who really know this stuff. Then this is probably a little bit more advanced. Then each of these channels actually have standards that you want to adhere to if you want to make sure your things don't get removed, gets the best visibility on web, on mobile, on tablet, on Android and iOS. So you have to keep all of these technical aspects in mind as well. And there are, as I said, a bunch of tools. They have their limitations and standards that you need to know. If you're doing activation, I think that's, people already spoke about it, so I won't spend too much time, is you need to have a marketing strategy and planning in place. There's cost of marketing and budgeting that you need to do. How do you allocate that budget? How do you manage that? How do you choose a platform? How do you choose the right content? How you refresh those content? All of that takes time, takes money, takes focus. So what we were trying to do was basically make it very simple. You choose a template, you generate an ad, and then you deploy that ad. That's all you need to do. There will be predefined templates. You can import templates if you have used a designer, and then you can generate the ad. You can choose whether you want it responsive, do you want it on what channels you want to, and then you click a button and push it. And you will have some very basic UI to do it, where you can choose a template, drag and drop, and make changes. This example is for a print, I think, but everything would look similar. And what our platform will do is once it will help you create, it will help you deploy, and then it will start giving you content insights. It will start giving you interaction insights and 360-degree analytics. What does that really mean? Let's say if I deploy something on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and Twitter and Instagram, I want to know from one place what's happening across all the four, which channel is really working for me, where am I getting the most interaction, that sort of thing. This is how some of the analytics would show up. Again, this platform is not ready, so I don't have an actual thing to show. Now, one big thing is, ad sensitivity. How long would an ad work? When do you need to change it? Which ad is going to work for you? How do you select the next ad? So what we are trying to do is build a AI machine learning based tool which will track these things, and over time it will able to automate. So let's say you put an ad and you are seeing thousands of views every week, and it starts going to, let's say, 500 a week. The AI engine will automatically swap it with some other content which you could preload, and then you can forget it. So it's going to take a lot of time out of, or give you a lot of time back as an individual or a CEO or as a marketing execution person, to really focus on looking at the data, creating the right ad, and looking at the budget, rather than working and changing and publishing and republishing the content. So some of the ideas that we had, for example, if I post an ad, I will very quickly be able to see in this one, for example, I'm getting most traction on Facebook and some of the news and blog articles that I've posted on my website. And I am getting some interaction on Twitter, some on digital ads, some on newsletters. So that's how things would show up. I would not talk too much about this slide because this was a case study, which is an enterprise case study. So I'll probably skip, but that's in a very quick nutshell, what this brand fidelity platform will do once it's launched.
Okay.
Any questions?
What is it? What's it built on? How do you build the machine learning? Is it like a Python-based program?
It's right now like a Lambda function. We are testing it out on AWS. How it is built, I mean, that's the secret sauce, right? How we're going to be building it, what metadata are we going to track. But essentially the idea is, how would a human do it, right? Think of it this way. If I were a marketing executive, I'm looking at my content, I'm looking at the interaction, I have a sense of, okay, why is it dropping, and what are those leading signals that it is dropping, and then it is time for me to post the next ad. And then when I'm looking at the ad, because I give this example to a lot of people, we solved this problem for Fila. So Fila was, they sponsor multiple tennis players, and then their biggest star is Roger Federer. I used to be Roger Federer at that point of time. But we were able to learn marketing analytics, and they were not doing too much of promotion with Serena Williams. But the biggest sale they were having, or the impact they were having, when they put Serena Williams with some small kid in a tennis court side, and anything which had that type of theme, the interaction was off the charts. So that's what this AI can do for you, right? Because you wouldn't be able to otherwise, get that sort of data. And then they were able to give this data to their creative team, and their creative started, building more. They started doing more photo shoots with Serena Williams. So that's what the AI does. I'll stop presenting.
And thank you, Vinit. It was a great example, and since you have a very deep analysis of these things, so I appreciate your time and the
Thank
presentation.
you.
Thank you.